Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making for you today is pot roast. And also, we're not only making a delicious pot roast for you today, I got a special guest in my kitchen and it's Trina Ralph. She's Executive Director of the Kidney Foundation for Atlantic Providence and she is going to be in our kitchen and help us cook this delicious pot roast.
Thank you, Bonita. It's so nice to be here.
And before we get started, I'm going to get Trina to explain the reasons why we're bringing this delicious pot roast to you today on this special day.
Bonita, it is a special day. Today, March 8th, is World Kidney Day, but not only is it World Kidney Day, it's International Women's Day. And today, through the Kidney Foundation, we have a special theme, and it is kidneys and women's health. So I'm quite excited to be here. I'm thrilled you picked a recipe from www.kidneycommunitykitchen.ca that we're going to demonstrate and help educate people on healthy lifestyle choices.
Healthy lifestyle. And you know, this is a really nice dish and it's quick and easy to make, and that's what we like. We like to get people back into the kitchen and to make these delicious meals. So let's get started. Well, I'm excited today to have a helper in the kitchen because I don't normally have anyone here helping me cut up the vegetables, most certainly the onions, and that's the one that makes me cry. My husband don't like cutting up vegetables. So Trina's going to be cutting up our vegetables. I'm going to be carving out the roast into chunks, but if you don't want to get into carving the roast, just get it already chopped, just chunks of meat at your grocery store. Okay, so we're going to get started. This is a delicious meal. We need to get going. Okay, so I got my beef already washed and ready to go. Now, for those of you that is not used to cutting up a roast, I always recommend a sharp knife, even though my husband is all about the weaker knife. You can cut off any fat that's on your roast, because we're promoting healthy eating today. Not, we're not using any salt, and we're going to eliminate any of the marbling. So we're going to cut the roast into nice chunks, and Trina's doing an amazing job over there with the carrots.
I'm a carrot peeling pro. Bonita, I'm so happy you invited me on the show today and help bring awareness to kidney disease and risk factors and what people have to look for. Kidney disease also, I don't know if you knew, is known as a silent killer. It doesn't show any signs or symptoms. So I'm going to talk about some risk factors that will prompt people if they should go to their family doctor and have their kidney health assessed.
Okay.
And so what's common, and it's particularly scary because they're common in Newfoundland, diabetes and high blood pressure are two of the leading causes. If you're a smoker, if you suffer from chronic conditions like obesity or any vascular disease, if you've been diagnosed with that. And if you're of certain ethnic backgrounds, indigenous peoples, Hispanic peoples, African, Caribbean people, and so on.
Okay.
What's good though, on kidney.ca, if you go to www.kidney.ca, we have a quiz. It says, are you at risk? And it gives you some tips there, and if you find you're at risk, I encourage you to have your kidney health tested next time you speak to your family doctor.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Trina. That's wonderful. And you were saying?
I've been with the Kidney Foundation now for just over 5 years. I just had my 5th year anniversary, and I absolutely love working there. I love meeting the kidney patients and working to advance knowledge of kidney disease and offer programs and services that kidney patients can't avail of anywhere else.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'm so glad that we were able to have this platform that we can actually work this together and to share this information with us, and of course we will give you that information with this video as well if you need it. We want to get back to just looking for you, and it smells so nice, those carrots.
And I'm slow because I can't talk and chop.
Okay, so we just need the roast cut into nice little chunks, and while you're cutting it, just be doubly careful with your fingers. You don't want to be cutting those. We're going to be putting about 2 tablespoonfuls of vegetable oil into our frying pan, and then I'm going to put all this roast that's cut up now into cubes into my pan and get it start to fry. Trina, you're doing an amazing job of cutting up those vegetables.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to let you continue on telling us more information about how people could access the information that you're giving us.
So, Bonita, all of our information, you can start from a really simple site, www.kidney.ca, and you can link to other places. Like we mentioned earlier, this recipe comes from kidneycommunitykitchen.ca, but we also have many educational resources and available from kidney.ca, and we have books Living with Kidney Disease, we have Nutrition and Kidney Disease,
Okay.
If you have high blood pressure and kidney disease, diabetes, all these are available under the Education tab on www.kidney.ca.
So what's so lovely about this recipe, you get to fry up your meat first and get that nice caramelization on your meat, golden brown, and then start adding in what we would be putting into it, the seasonings, oregano, and some thyme. Also the vegetables that we're using, I mean, it calls for half a cup of carrots, half a cup of turnips, but you don't have to exactly put half a cup, because if you're making it for more than just, 2 or 4, it's nice to have more. So let this fry for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll show you what I'll do next. I'm going to get Trina now to show you how to cut this onion, because a lot of times, well, of course I'll have it cut in advance, and I have showed it in the past, but there's a little trick and a knack to cutting onions so you don't cut yourself.
Well, Bonita, what I like to do is I cut this part off first, then I peel my onion, but I always leave the root part on. Holds the onion together while you're cutting it. You don't have to worry about your fingers doing it. So when you just slice it down, and we're just doing a rough chop for the stew, so we're just going to do chunks. Nothing falls apart.
And then you got the bud to discard. That's wonderful.
So Bonita, like I said, this really holds it together, and it's just so easy to chop. You don't have to worry about it sliding out from under your fingers. Turn it this way, a couple of chops, and you got a nice roast chop for your pot roast.
That's perfect. You can never have too many pointers. And of course, Trina's got another nice pointer that she can give you just in case you're crying while you're cutting up your onion. What do you normally do?
So Bonita, when I'm home and not on camera, and this is a tip I learned from my great Aunt Nora, who I respected and admired dearly. I get a lot of my cooking tips from her.
Of course.
You take a metal teaspoon, you put it in your mouth, and put your onion. You chop your onions and you don't cry.
See? So we're not only showing you how to make this delicious pot roast, we're giving you tips on how to stop crying. And after you cut up your vegetables, your onions you can keep out of water, but put your carrots and your turnip, which is also called rutabaga, into some water until you're ready to use it. And what we're going to do next now is add some seasonings to the beef, and I'll tell you what's next. Okay, so letting your meat or your beef fry until it starts to get that nice caramelization, and the more you let it fry, the more flavor you're building there with the beef. I'm also going to be adding in, because I find when you add in the herbs or the seasonings, which is not going to be salt today, is a teaspoonful of oregano and a teaspoonful of thyme. And when this is cooked while the meat is frying, it's letting off all those essential oils, and it's making it even more flavor. So we're going to let that fry there for just that little bit more. What we're going to do next, I'm going to add in the onions to my fried meat, and I'm going to get Trina to tell you some more tips that you should know about kidney health.
Well, but one of the things I think a lot of people, especially Newfoundland and Labrador, are going to notice is there's no potatoes in this bowl.
Exactly.
So when you have compromised kidney function, especially as you're in the later stages and are needing dialysis, the potassium that are in potatoes are really hard to digest.
Yes.
Really hard to process and eliminate from your body. So we try to minimize how many potatoes we have. So this is the reason why this recipe in particular does not have potatoes in it.
Yeah, because it's your root vegetables and that's really good for you.
Yep.
So I'm going to add in the onions into our dish here, or into our meat, and let that start to fry down a little. And what else did you want to share with us?
Well, Bonita, one of the things that we really promote hard in the Kidney Foundation is organ donation awareness, and how important that is. There's over 4,600 people in Canada right now waiting for an organ, and over 76% of them are waiting for a kidney.
Oh, that's a lot.
So it's
That's
a lot.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to really consider and think hard about registering as an organ donor in Newfoundland, Labrador.
Yes.
And the process has changed. It's not on your driver's license here anymore. You now indicate on your MCP card.
So you'll be able to let them know.
Yeah. And it's free to update. And I ask everybody, the most important step is speak to your family, because at the end of the day, they make the final decision on your behalf.
That's wonderful tips. So continue frying up your meat until you start to see that nice golden glaze over the top. Trina, that was wonderful information that you just shared there about kidney donation, because a lot of us don't know that. What else should we do that is preventative or for us to at least know?
Bonita, thank you for asking that. I think one of the important things to realize or know is if you have any of the risk factors of kidney disease. And again, you can do what we call take the quiz. It's at www.kidney.ca, and it'll help you identify if you have risk factors.
Yeah.
If you do, the next time you're at your family doctor, talk about that. Say, I have risk factors of kidney disease. Please check my kidney health. And that's actually included in your regular blood work that you get done every year.
That's wonderful, and thank you for sharing those tips with us. Smells absolutely amazing.
It does. The thyme, oh my goodness.
You know, it's got our mouths just watering. Also, this dish is friendly for anyone that is gluten-free diet, because we're not going to be using any flour in this today. It's going to be a cornstarch base for the thickening, and you know, which makes it good for anyone that is looking for a nice, I would say, comfort dish.
I think
This
so
would be the
too.
one. So we're going to be changing up our roles here now. Trina is going to add in the turnip to our meat and our onions that's frying there, so we can give that a little bit of a golden sauté base as well.
So do you want me to stir?
Yes,
Just the turnip, right?
Just the turnip, because the carrot goes in the last half an hour of cooking this delicious meal. This pot roast you can do in this pan with the lid on, or in your pan with the lid on, or you could put it in your slow cooker and just forget about it until you get home from work. And the last half, well, when you get in the door, put the carrots in then and the thickening. But I'm going to explain that to you as we get to that stage. But we got the turnip in there now, and we'll get that cooking.
Bonita, this looks and smells beautiful. I can't wait to taste it.
I
It
know.
smells really good.
I know, but the whole house just smells just of herbs there and that nice beef just sauteing.
Kidney friendly does not mean tasteless.
Oh, it
this
doesn't.
is going to have a ton of flavor.
It will, it will. So when you're listening to the sizzling of the pot like this, that's building flavors. And what we're going to do next is add in 3 cloves of garlic. Of course, I got pretty big garlic here, but you could use what you would like in that. And you only want to put it on right before you put the water into your pan, because you don't want it to burn. So let's get going on that. Okay, so if you've got a press to put your garlic into the pot, you could use that. But if you don't have it and you've got a grater, you can grate it in, and you know, just watching your fingers. And or you can buy it in the store already minced. But you were saying a nice point about garlic.
Yeah, when you mentioned that you put garlic in at the last moment, just before you add the liquid, I always find if garlic gets overcooked or if it turns brown, it gets really, really bitter. And instead of adding to your dish, it kind of takes away from it.
It takes away from it, so you're getting that burnt taste, not necessarily flavor. Because garlic's supposed to help, well, bring the dish together, enhance it. And of course, I'm a lover of garlic, and you wouldn't think for a Newfoundlander that they would enjoy a lot of garlic. But my dad used to grow it for me, and he used to always have a big stock of it, you know. So we're just going to add that garlic in there now. So at this point, or this stage of cooking the pot roast, we're going to be adding in 2 cups of water. And then after, what we're going to be doing is putting the lid on our pot, and we're going to let it simmer. And it's supposed to simmer for anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. Again, if you don't want to do it directly into this pot that you got the lid, you could put it in your slow cooker, because you may have some things you like to do, and we don't want to create dishes that's going to make you confined. So I'm going to add in this water, and then I'll ask Trina, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Bonita, I know we covered a lot of information and people probably have questions today. So if they want to know more about kidney disease, they're welcome to contact our office. Here locally in St. John's, our number is 709-753-8999. And to find a local office across Canada, please visit www.kidney.ca and click on About Us, and you'll find the contact information for the office closest to you.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So what we need next, we're going to need 3 tablespoonfuls of cornstarch. And I'm not going to say substitute with this, because cornstarch is what the dish is calling for. And about 1/4 cup of water, because we need to mix it up. Now at this stage, of course, we're not going to wait 3.5 hours to 4 hours to show you the end result of this dish. We got one done in advance. But I want to show you this stage, because this is important for you to know when is a good time to put in your carrots and when is a good time to put in the cornstarch. So I'm going to show you that now. So a half an hour before you're ready to serve this meal, you're going to add in the carrots. So we're going to change up sides again. So we'll take the lid off. I'll just pour on over here you can just put it there. And Trina's going to put the carrots in with our delicious pot roast. And then she'll show you what we're going to do next there. But this is a quick and easy dish. But again, it takes 3 to 4 hours to make it tender, and all the flavors to be built into everything. And it's just, I can't even say enough good about it. It's absolutely delicious. Okay?
And am I going to?
Yeah, just ladle up probably 3 or 4 scoops of the hot liquid in with our cornstarch, and that would make this a little bit of a paste, and then we're going to pour it back in to our mixture.
There you go, just like that?
Yeah.
So 3 is good?
That's perfect. We're listening to the pot boil. Isn't that nice?
It's lovely, but the smell
Oh, I know, the
so
smell
good.
is making me hungry. So what we're going to do next at this stage, and remember that this would be the last half an hour of your pot roast simmering in all of those delicious juices. We're going to add in the cornstarch that was mixed with a little bit of the pot liquor. That's what we call a pot liquor, but the pot juice. Pour it all around and then stir it into it to get it evenly based in there. And then after, when it's all in there, you're just going to cover it and forget about it for about a half an hour till you're ready to eat it. So of course, after you've put all that in there, you put your lid back on and put it on simmer. And again, we can find all of these recipes.
All these recipes and many more on www.kidneycommunitykitchen.ca.
It's beautiful. So now we got one to share with you that's already cooked, that went through the 3 to 4 hours of cooking time, and I'm going to scoop up 2 nice helpings so that we can taste it.
I'm so excited. It smells so good.
I know. Okay, so let me just scoop up a nice helping here for you. Just look how delicious that
That
looks.
looks so good, Bonita.
I mean, you know, it's going to be just as tasty as what it looks. Now, on top of this, if your diet allows it, you can sprinkle a little tiny bit of freshly grated pepper, and you can also put a little bit of green onion. And this is what we got. I'm going to give you a couple of little bits of green onions on your little taste tester.
Thank you,
Also,
Bonita.
you're welcome. Also, for anyone that can't have onions at all, like, and you don't like the texture of onions, you can substitute it with an onion powder, just to just have the flavor of it. But I highly recommend.
Yeah, and onion powder, not
Yeah.
onion salt, especially
No.
for a kidney
Exactly.
disease.
We're not promoting salt here at all today, but what we're going to do is have a little taste of this so that you know
I can't
what it
wait.
is. We're going to have a little taste here now.
Bonita, and the meat is so tender, it's melting in my mouth.
And all the flavors of those herbs in there. Delicious. Delicious.
It's so good. Thank you so much for doing this today.
And Trina, thank you for letting us do this program for you today. We were pretty excited when you had asked us to represent this dish and, of course, the Kidney Foundation.
Well, Bonita, I was excited too, because as I shared with you, I'm a big fan and have been for a while of your channel, so thank you.
You are very welcome. So this is how quick and easy it is to make this delicious pot roast. And again, you know, I can't say enough good about this dish and all of the recipes. I was looking over that website, and there's a lot of delicious meals on there for you to make. And of course, today
Is March 8th, World Kidney Day, and our theme is Kidneys and Women's Health.
So thank you for joining us today on BONITA'S Kitchen, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and up at the top right hand corner you just hit the link and it'll prompt you to what you need to do. You can also visit me on my Facebook page and on www.bonitaskitchen.com,
And you can visit the Kidney Foundation at www.kidney.ca.
so thank you, Trina, once again for joining us, and thank all of you for visiting us today. From my kitchen to yours, you have a wonderful day.